It's entertainment time, and who better to catch us up than our very own entertainment guru, Kyle Pegolo. Kyle?
Entertainment, show them what you do with me. When everyone knows better. What I was refused to read is everything belong together. I'd rather be
Thanks, Bree. Here are this week's top stories in the world of entertainment. More news in the Lamar Odom story. After spending just one day in rehab for his addiction, Odom is now staying in a private home located in a gated community 100 miles outside of Los Angeles with two women. One of those women he is reportedly intimate with. Odom has apparently hired a driver to shuttle back and forth to LA. According to the entertainment website TMZ, Odom now spends his time using drugs and listening to rap music. He is not worried about wife Khloe Kardashian leaving him because he knows she loves him and has been by his side since the entire drug saga. Odom made big headlines again this week due to his father telling many media sources that his son does not have a drug problem and blames the entire Kardashian family for putting him in the position. The feud between R&B singer Chris Brown and rapper Drake is over. The two music stars, who have been feuding since a bar fight back in 2012, were seen backstage at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas this weekend, hugging out and having drinks with each other. Drake and his crew went to see Brown's performance on Friday and then went backstage where they ended the feud and discussed collabing with each other in the future. One of the most storied rivalries in baseball took a turn for the worse last night. The San Francisco Giants hosted the Los Angeles Dodgers at AT&T Park, where a 24-year-old man was fatally stabbed. The victim, Jonathan Denver, was wearing Dodger gear when he and his friends got into an altercation with a group of Giants fans about the rivalry, until the argument escalated, resulting in his death. Police have brought in 2 suspects, but say another 2 remain at large. The identity of the suspects has yet to be released. Lastly, former teen star Amanda Bynes could be facing a year and a half in a mental health facility after allegedly throwing a bong out of her apartment window. Bynes' lawyer showed up to a New York City courtroom today to get a postponement of up to 18 months on the case while they try and find Bynes some sort of psychiatric treatment. However, sources likely believe that the case will be dropped altogether because there are many weaknesses in the prosecution's case. Connor Getz closes out our entertainment segment tonight with his weekly movie review. Take it away, Connor.
Prisoners is a crime thriller in which the Dover family faces the abduction of their daughter Anna and her friend Joy. Hugh Jackman plays her father, Keller, Maria Bello plays his wife, Grace, and Terrence Howard plays Joy's father, Franklin. The only evidence is a creepy old RV that was parked on the street earlier, and the only suspect is a young man with a strange past and the IQ of a 10-year-old. The police catch Alex Jones, played by Paul Dano, driving the RV at a rest stop, but when they approach the vehicle, he attempts to evade them, resulting in him crashing it into the woods. Once incarcerated, Detective Loki, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, realizes that Jones doesn't understand the questions or charges laid before him because he hardly thinks independently without the help of his aunt. The RV search results in no evidence, and the only prime suspect seems to have no idea what's going on, so he's released from custody. However, Keller catches him in the parking lot and gets physical in an attempt for answers. When it looks as if the kid is truly a clam, he whispers, "They only cried when I left them," sending Keller to the point of no return. The authorities still don't have enough evidence to detain Jones, so Keller takes the bull by the horns and abducts him himself to continue the investigation his way. The first red flag that's become a cinema scare for many people, including myself depending on the movie, is the 2.5-hour running time. There's no doubt that a good amount of us see this and automatically think, do I really want to dedicate 3 hours to seeing a movie tonight? I can't say this for all movies that exceed the 2-hour attention average, but this one is completely worth seeing, mainly because it does a good job filling that large amount of time. Even some parts when the speed of the film slows down and there's a lot of dialogue, or it feels like just another scene in a long movie that was unnecessary, it hits you with a payoff that proves the necessity to the plot or one of the characters. Going from there, the actors' performances are all better than average. Hugh Jackman's intensity shines as he excels in a role most people will find refreshing from the usual Wolverine, and despite Jake Gyllenhaal playing another cop role, it's much darker than what we've seen from him, and he does an excellent job pulling off the tweaker detective with a chronic blinking problem. Don't let the long runtime scare you away. This is a crime thriller that keeps you guessing and rewards you with a pretty awesome double twist ending.
I know you know where they are.
Where's my daughter?
Thank you for that, Kyle and Connor. It's been a great week in the weather so far, but will it last into the weekend? Luke Brown is here to let us know. Take it away, Luke.
Hey, Springfield College. Good news. Today's beautiful weather during Humanics in Action was just a preview for the next week to come here on campus. It'll be a week to spend on the campus green, as it'll be sun, and more sun. Tomorrow we'll be looking at a high of 74 and a low of 50. There's nothing different for the low on Saturday, but the high bumps up to 77. If you're out and about before watching the Patriots on Sunday Night Football, you'll be accompanied by a high of 76 and a low in the high 40s. Monday is our most interesting day, as it'll be partly cloudy and is the only day with a chance of rain at 20%. The high will remain at 76 and the low will be at 51. Tuesday wraps up the week with a high of 78 and a low of 53. Enjoy your week in the beautiful weather, Springfield College.
Thanks, Luke. It's time for our music update, and our very own Vivi Novella has all the latest music news from this past week. Take it away, Viv.
Capslap has done it once again. Jared Lucas is by far one of my favorite DJs when it comes to mashups. Lucas's new album, 100K Bootleg Pack, came out after he got his 100,000 like on his Facebook page last week. You can download these 6 tracks on his SoundCloud page for free. This is one album you definitely don't want to miss out on. As if Miley Cyrus hasn't been talked about enough these past weeks, I have one remix of Wrecking Ball that you'll definitely want to get your hands on. Easy Girl Remixes have found a way to speed up Miley Cyrus's new song, Wrecking Ball. This is the type of song that you'll have stuck in your head for days. This track is so bassy and fun. You can get Easy Girl's remix of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball on their SoundCloud page, www.soundcloud.com/easygirl. Cherub is a band that is totally and completely underrated. This band is super funky and fun to vibe to. These 2 groovy guys are on tour now, and they're even stopping at the Pearl Street Club Room in Northampton this Friday. Tickets are $12 ahead of time and $15 at the door. Either way, tickets are cheap. You'll be sure to catch me there Friday night dancing like there's no tomorrow. Hope to see you there. And who remembers seeing Time Flies in Blake Arena 2 years ago? Cal and Rez were so under the radar, and that was only 2 short years ago. Time Flies has been making a crazy amount of music these past couple of years, and now the 2 are making big moves in the music scene. They released their acoustic version of their hit, I Choose You, earlier this week on YouTube, and already the song has 52,000 views, and the views are definitely still coming in. Can't wait to see what else they have in store. That's all I have for this week. Join me next week for another episode of Viv's Music Insider.
Well, in a move to avoid a federal issue over in the government with 5 days left, the GOP, led by Speaker of the House John Boehner, called on President Barack Obama to negotiate an agreement with them to increase how much the government can borrow to pay its bills in exchange for concessions that they seek, such as delaying the implementation of Obamacare.
Has cleared a hurdle today. The 5 permanent members in the UN Security Council have agreed on a resolution that will require Syria to give up its chemical weapons cache. An important part of the resolution is that the resolution will not threaten to use the force for failure to comply. This was an important piece the Russian officials wanted added to the document in order for it to be passed.
Well, the baseball playoffs are right around the corner. The puck is going to be dropped in just 5 short days, and Week 4 in the NFL kicked off moments ago in St. Louis. For everything that you're going to need to know in the sports world, our very own Candace Tibbetts has everything for you.